The O'Day Boat Company is a major employer in Fall River. The O'Day Company produces up to 60 boats a week. Various jobs that are part of production include mold preparers, fiberglass sprayers and laminators, mold extractors, finishers, painters, and carpenters.
Now, most of the people in here are new. We believe in advancing our people, so after they're here in this particular job about a year, or a year exactly, they're allowed to bid for other jobs within the plant.
Could you explain what do you mean by bidding?
Well, this is the starting point for most of the people that are hired off the street, the mold room operation. From this point, they work a year. And at the end of that year, if they see a job in the carpentry shop that appeals to them, a finished man's job, they're entitled to bid for it. And in that way, advance, make more money, this type of thing. So we don't believe in keeping our employees, day in and day out in the same job or for long stretches, unless they desire it.
You post whatever job openings there are. You post here,
yes,
and anybody who has the qualifications
That
can
is
try.
true. That is true.
And do they get first crack at it before someone from outside?
That is correct. That is correct. We try to get people for our jobs from within the plant. All our management is from within the plant.
You have a lot of people who don't speak English.
Right.
How does someone who speaks only Portuguese find out that a job exists and is available? There must be some kind of underground communication.
Well, all the people here, naturally, they're looking out for their families and friends and so forth, and they constantly ask for employment applications and so forth. And, we do check and see where they worked before, what their past history is and so forth. And if it's been good, if it's just a matter of the place they worked, folded or laid off and so forth, if we have an opening, we try them. We look at them first and show them the job, and so they can get accustomed to the fiberglass itself, the smell of styrene and so forth, and that's how it comes about, word of mouth. We do advertise. We have done some advertising in both English and in Portuguese. So
language essentially is no problem if someone does not speak English.
No problem here at all. The foremen understand Portuguese. They speak it a little and so forth, and they help one another. The guy's willing to work. Many of these fellows in here never did this before. Within a couple of weeks, he can do a deck. He can do a fairly good job for us. And everyone that we hire, we give them 30 days, to train and so forth. But usually within a couple of weeks, you can see the big thing is desire. If they have the desire, there's no problem. And the wage is fairly high here, so that adds a little added incentive.
Is it all an hourly rate? Or?
Yes.
How long have you been working here?
8 years.
How did you get the job?
Well, I used to be a short order cook and a waitress. I'm not kidding you, Tony. And I decided it was about time to change jobs.
How long were you a short order cook? Or should we just say long enough?
Long enough. They told me they were hiring women at O'Day. They was on Stevens Street then. I went down and I put in my application. I didn't think I'd get hired, but I did.
Were there many women here when you came?
Oh, at that time, yeah. There was quite a few.
Are there fewer women now?
Oh, yeah, there's not but 5 of us now.
Why do you suppose that is?
They don't like the work, I guess. I guess that's why it is. I don't know. Maybe they don't like hard work.
How did you get your job here?
Well, I just saw the ad in the paper one day. I was at home, housewife. Decided I was going to go to work. And I saw this ad and I said, well, I think I'll go try it. I'd never seen a boat made before.
Yeah.
And everybody was gone home, so the place looked nice. And I started 2 or 3 days later. I started, and I was amazed. They told me like a boat is painted before it's made. And that was really, you know, I wanted to see this.
Yeah.
And I took the job.
How do you feel about working on something that is essentially going to be somebody's plaything after somebody buys it?
Well, I,
I'm just
I think
curious.
I'm pretty. I feel proud like every time they complete one. I mean, to think that even like if you look at that mold and you think now they're going to wash and wax that mold, and then they're going to spray that. That's a boat. The paint is on before they even start with the fiberglass.
Yeah, that's really.
It's interesting to watch. I mean, it's really a challenge.
Here comes this home.
You know, you got to put more pressure on it.
If guys give me a hand to hold it down.
Yeah, I'll just.
Jam down.
Yeah, find it right in the back. They're a little nervous, Tony.
Why?
Because somebody's watching.
We have seen a glimpse of the line on the hull as it's
Yeah.
come up. I still don't understand how the line gets put on before the fiberglass is put on in the mold itself.
Well, it's sprayed on. It's sprayed, and then it
After
goes
it's
on.
waxed, so that everything outside of the wax
Well, it's all
comes off.
taped. It's all taped. And then, Bobby. Oh, nobody's
This is unusual. This is unusual.
Explain it better than I can.
This is
How they get that water line on there before anything else is done?
All right.
They have to tape. Go ahead.
You see that colored mark, that colored line? We tape that right in. Put this masking tape on it. And then they take it into the spray booth, and whatever color, it's going to be a white boat. They spray it all white. And when that kicks, they pull the tape off, and then they spray in whatever color the customer wants. You could have brown,
This
blue.
is in the mold before the fiberglass goes on.
Right,
Right.
right.
So once you've waxed the mold, then anything that you put in.
Is releasing wax.
It's released.
If you
Yes.
don't put this releasing wax in, you'll never get it out.
Right.
You have to put the releasing wax in. I see that boat was painted before it was made. See that light? They're marked for us. They were covering all those lines, and that's what you see.
So once you've waxed the mold, then anything that you do after that comes out as part of the finished
Right.
finished boat. I see.
Came out.
But
Came out
no,
done.
yeah, no, that's this. That was not good. No, that wasn't.
No?
I use that one comes out. Usually comes out very good.
The water line.
Oh, the
itself
water line
came
is
out
what we're
right.
talking about. Yeah, that's for the jamming, Tony. I think they just nervous because they're being watched. That's why.
Once it started to come out, though, they came out beautiful, lovely.
Yeah, they get a little nervous with somebody watching. It's too bad you didn't see that one. That one came right up just like nothing.
After the boats are removed from the molds, the flange or the excess fiberglass is cut off, and the boats are sanded, and all the metal and wooden parts of the boat are attached.
The jobs in this department must require a greater amount of skill initially for somebody getting a job.
Yes, it does. You more or less have to have a background in carpentry, at least knowing how to work with the machinery.
And what we try to do here is we try to prefab all the wooden parts for the boat, so save time in the assembly and the production of the boat. Whereas instead of building a part inside the boat itself, it's built here. It's prefabricated, the small assembly department.
The finished boat is now complete and ready to be shipped to its new owner.